Good morning and welcome back. A couple weeks ago, I done a little canning video where me and my kids and a real good friend of ours made some salsa. We done a little bit of canning, different types of things. It was very unorganized, just a little video for your viewing pleasures. That salsa was absolutely amazing. I'm telling you, it is the best salsa you will ever touch your lips. It is so worthy of doing a whole video of just the salsa. So I'm getting ready to go to Bayer's, my local melon farm. I'm hoping to get another box of tomatoes. I hope they have another box of tomatoes. It is a great price. A great price. You get like a 25-pound box of tomatoes for $20. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. But I've got my jars washed. I do need to stop at the store and see if they have any jars. I need, you're going to need garlic, fresh garlic, onions, cilantro, jalapeno peppers, and let me show you one more thing. And this stuff here. It is, what is it? It is like a seasoning packet for your salsa. I mean, actually, you know, if you wanted to go the shortcut way, you wouldn't even have to buy the cilantro and the jalapenos and stuff and cut them up. You could basically open up a can of tomatoes and put this in there and make salsa with that. But we're doing it the good way, the proven delicious way. This stuff is about $3 a pack. Now this is the medium. I got these because they were on sale. They didn't have any more hot, but I'm gonna get the hot because I mean, it's not too hot. And if you're doing like a big old canning pot of tomatoes that are salsa or whatever you're making, it's not that hot. It's got just a little hotness bite to it, but I love it. I love it. So this, cilantro, jalapeno peppers, onions, and lots of fresh garlic. That's what we're going to use. I've already got some of my jars washed. I do need to stop and see if I can't find some more of the quart jar or pint jars. This is what I like to use for the salsa because it's big enough, you know, that you can eat it on it for days. And you know, it's going to run out before you get tired of eating it for the week. You definitely want to do the smaller jars unless you have a large family, and you can do the bigger jars if you'd like. And I also have some of the small jelly jars that I like to do it in as well. I bought these, did not use these this summer, so I'm going to go ahead and put some in these. I have, I think, 12 of these, so that'll be nice little presents at Christmas time, you know, for, you know, if you like somebody enough to put in all this hard work and give it away. But it's not really that hard work. But anyway, these are a game changer. A game changer. All right, here's the box of tomatoes that I got from Bayer's Melon Farm. This is a pretty big box. Don't look at all this other stuff over there. It's stuff I haven't put away yet. Look at that. I bought these for my husband. He likes to try new things, food-wise anyway. Spicy pineapple, jalapeno, Doritos. So he's going to give those a try. But I got a box of tomatoes. I'm assuming these are 25 pounds. I feel like it. Some of them from the last box were much bigger than this. I was kind of hoping they would be bigger. They had other boxes there, several other boxes, but they were not as ripe. So these tomatoes are absolutely beautiful. I'll probably save a few of them for us to eat. There's a bad one right there, but I might be able to just cut that off. Oh, there's another bad one. You know, I really should be spending right now getting my house clean, but I have priorities. I got to get some more salsa made. I've got some boiling water, or some water coming to a boil here. And what I done the last time, and I thought that the process was so much quicker. When I used to can before, many times back in the days, I would put all my tomatoes in a sink, pour scalding water over them, boiling water over them to what do you call that? Scald them. To scald them. You hear those baby kitties in there. I got new baby kitties. I got another video that I've done the other day that I think I'm showing them to you. They hear my voice and they think I'm their mother. But anyway, What I used to do is scald them in the sink, because you have to scald them first when you're making canned tomatoes or salsa or whatever, because you got to get the peelings off, and that's the easiest way. So what I done when I prepared my tomatoes to make the salsa last week is I brought this water up to a boil, and I would just put a few of the tomatoes in there at a time, and then let the skin scald off of them. And then I just placed a cookie sheet like right here beside of it, and I would take my tomatoes out, put them on the cookie sheet until they would cool enough for me to handle. But I'm going to show you every bit of that process. All right, this is the pot that I'm going to be using for the tomatoes to cook the salsa in. Ooh, it's pretty big, look at that. It's a pretty big one, so that's what we're going to use. I use that for my, what did we do? We done a seafood boil last year for my son's birthday. I swear, don't be looking over there. Everything is just such a mess. You know, it's rough when you work all the time, so it is what it is. So don't come to my house unannounced. And you want to make sure that you leave your water on the entire time. And you don't need it to be like a big hard boil, but you need it to be hot enough to scald the skin off there. So you just easily place them down in there. This is what I found to be easiest for me the last time that we made the salsa, when I prepared them. I might have put too much water in there, but that's all right. And it only really takes a couple minutes for the skin to start coming off. Sometimes I'll take a knife and then just kind of poke at it just to get the skin started. That kind of helps the skin get down in there, start you know, peeling away from the tomato. I hear that baby kitty. I hear that baby kitty. I swear I love cats. I love cats. All right, we're gonna let these sit for just a minute, and then I'll show you what I do next. All right, I thought I was recording a minute ago when I took the first bunch out, but these are cool enough to handle. You see how the skin has started splitting? It makes it so easy to just peel that skin right off there. You see that? I'm gonna let this continue to cool for a minute. I've got another batch in here, and like I said, it takes just like a minute or two for the skin to just start coming right off there. I'm gonna continue to scald these bad tomatoes, and then we'll start getting them cut up. I usually place a couple of the disposable trash bags, you know, like the ones that you get at the groceries, right beside. Let's go pick some. My kitchen ain't big enough, I'm telling you. I need a new house. I usually place a couple of the like grocery store bags right next to what I'm doing, and then I just start peeling. And that way you can just discard the, you know, the trash of it right into the bag, which makes it a lot easier. And I just peel it out, and then I just core. Sometimes I just core that tomato, or I just start cutting into it. That's all I do. Put the bags down a little bit, and then I just take my tomato and then just cut it up into my bowl. Or usually I do the pot, but I figure the pot's too big to get on there right now, or to be able to film. So I'm just gonna get all these completed, what you've seen. And then we'll get it on the stove and get them started cooking. And then we're gonna chop up our veggies that we're gonna use to go in the salsa. All right, I've got all my tomatoes in here and cut and ready to go. I've got it up on slightly over medium just to get it started. Make sure that once you put them on, that you stir them often. Because tomatoes can scorch, and you don't want them to scorch in the bottom. So I'm going to let these start going, and then we're going to go ahead and get our veggies chopped up that's going to go in this. I am using my little, you know, this thingy, my little vegetable chopper. This is absolutely amazing. If you don't have one, you need one. You absolutely need one. It makes life so much easier. You know, I'm one of those people who are not into a whole bunch of kitchen gadgets, because I always say your hands are your best kitchen tools. But you know what? This is so worth it. I don't think I have this linked yet to my my stuff on Facebook. I have a store on Facebook. It's a link through Amazon, and you can get, I've got like 4 or 5 products on there. Some of my favorite things so far, but I'm going to continue to add to that. I don't think I have this on there yet, but I'm going to get it on there. Do not go to Amazon and purchase this until I get it on my store, because I make a small percentage of anything that's purchased through Amazon on my storefront, on my Facebook page, not YouTube. Whew. So simple and easy. Look at that. I'm using the smaller blade. It comes with a, good Lord, the onion is a beast. It's so strong. That was a bigger piece. But I'm using the smaller blade. It comes with a larger blade and then a smaller one. And that's what I'm using for my onions. And I've also got garlic in there. I've got about 7 to 8 large cloves of garlic, because that is a big old pot of tomatoes over there, so you're going to need to season it well. I'm going to look and see what I've got in here before I add any more. Like I said, that is a lot of tomatoes over there. See, look at that. That cuts it perfect. Perfect. Now, like I said, there's plenty of garlic at the bottom there. I cut up probably about 7 big cloves of garlic. And you know what? I'm just floored to find out that some people don't put garlic in their salsa. Look at that. I like garlic and everything. All right, let's add all of these goodies in there. All right, I'm gonna have to scrape that out here. I need 3 hands. Stir that around. And now we're gonna cut up our cilantro. Now I'm gonna look at this. If I think that there needs to be a little bit more than the onions and the jalapenos and the garlic, I'll add more. But you know what? I think that's gonna be good, because like I said, we're also gonna add the 2 of the packages of that Mrs. Wags. I'm also going to add some onion flakes to it, because that just seasons it really well, and probably just a little bit of cumin. All right, we're going to go in with some onion flakes, just a little bit of cumin. Give that a stir. It's going to give it that nice smoky flavor. I like a lot of cilantro in mine. You use however much you like. I try to stay away from like the bigger stems back down towards the end. I got 2 big bunches, so I'm probably gonna use every bit of at least 1. I don't want those big stems in there, that's for sure. And I can tell just by looking at this, I'm gonna need to open my other pack of cilantro. And in it goes. There you go, steaming up. Make sure you get the bottom. Now, like I said, this is a game changer. And then just give it a stir. I'm gonna get this mess up. I have a big mess. Just a few dishes to do. I'm gonna get this mess up. I'm gonna continue to keep my eye on the salsa, continue to stir it constantly, you know, every couple minutes. Can't emphasize, you don't want that sticking. You don't want it scorching on the bottom of your pan. I will let you know what it looks like before we put it into the jars. This is a good time for you to get your jars washed if you didn't get your jars washed ahead of time, and get everything prepared to, you know, ladle it out. So we're gonna let it cook until my desired consistency. We're probably gonna let it cook maybe for about 30-40 minutes until it gets nice and thick and delicious and all those flavors marry together, and then we're gonna wrap this up. Let's look and see where we're at. This has been cooking probably for about 45 minutes, and I want you to look how nice and thick and cooked down that it has gotten. It smells absolutely amazing. I think we're gonna go ahead and get it into the jars. It's the right consistency that I like, and it will thicken also as it cools. I'm a big fan of the restaurant quality, the quality of the salsa there. I like it a little bit more on the thin side. I'm not a fan of the like the paste and stuff that you buy at the grocery store. I do not like that, the consistency of that. There's a little tomato. So what you need to do when you find tomatoes that are still a little bit like that, just push it up against the back of your pot, and it just breaks up. It just breaks up. Look at my little Christmas bowl. I like to set my jar in a bowl like that when I'm ladling it in there. But first what you want to do is you want to make sure that your jar is nice and hot. So we're just going to run this under some nice hot water. And then I've got my little topper there that goes right on top. Let me find my ladle. Oh my goodness, everything's gonna fall out. Well, I'll deal with that later. I gotta get my salsa done. You might hear big something fall in a minute. Alright, I've got this turned down now, and you want to make sure that you're stirring it in between putting in your jars, because you know, it all goes to the bottom and the liquid comes to the top. So what I do is just ladle it out. Put that close. I try not to make too big of a mess, and then I just fill my jars just about all the way up. You want to leave just a tiny little space up there at the top. I'll show you. I'll show you. Oh, it smells so good, so good. I'm gonna do a little bit more than that. A little bit more in there. That's perfect. Now you want a nice clean rag. I'm gonna show you this. This is about how full you want it. You want to leave just a little bit of room up there, and then you're gonna take your clean rag and you're going to run it right around the edges there, right around that lip, because you want to make sure that there's nothing on there that's going to prevent it from sealing. We're going to take it over to the area that we're going to put the lid on it, which is right here. You didn't have to go far, did you? Oh, that's beautiful. And then we're just going to put the lid on it. Everything has been cleaned. You want to make sure that your jars are nice and washed and your lids are nice and washed. And you just put the lid on it. And you tighten it. Make sure that you don't press the center of it, because you don't want to pop that little center down there, because that's what's going to seal itself. It'll pop down when it seals. And I always, that's what my mom and dad always done, is just turn it upside down, just like that. Can you see? My little water's trickling in the background, like that, and let all the heat go down to the bottom of the lid. That way it'll help it seal nicely. So I'm just going to put this right here. I got a towel laid out here. I got that right there. You see it? All right, I got, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got 13 pint jars, and then I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 half pint jars out of that one box of tomatoes. It took me about 2.5 hours for the whole process. It's well worth it, because you cannot get a jar of salsa for under $5 anymore. So literally, and it's the best. It is absolutely the best. I'm going to show you some that I canned last week. We've already opened up a jar of that, and I've got it in my refrigerator. You do want to make sure that you let these sit for, if you can, a couple days, just until, you know, some of the flavors can marry a little bit more. They are absolutely amazing. I'm going to show you a salsa that I opened up from last week's, the one that I showed you on that video, the canning that we done. Look how pretty those are. Those are absolutely beautiful. All right, this is the salsa that I made last week. I want you to see how thick it gets. I'm gonna pour it into a bowl here. Look at that. You know what? I don't even know what's wrong with the lighting here today. I probably should have opened my blinds a little bit more. Look how thick that is. Nice and thick. Lighting is terrible. Terrible, I tell you. Oh. There, I changed locations. Look at that. Look how delicious that looks. So let's give it, I'm not gonna say let's give it a try because we've been eating on it all week. Just want to show you how it sticks to your chip. See, and that is nothing but goodness. Goodness. Come on. It's best to refrigerate it as well. You know, before you open it, if you like cold salsa. I like cold salsa. If you don't like cold salsa, am I filming? If you don't like cold salsa, you can just pop it open out of the jar and eat it warm, but I like it cold. I'll tell you, I'm gonna flip it around. That is absolutely the best salsa you will ever eat. I promise you. I promise you. We get another bite. A piece of tomato there. Mmm. So good. It's amazing. I hope you like this recipe, and I certainly hope that you're giving it a try. I had something else I was going to tell you. I can't remember what it was, but that's all right. You know I appreciate you guys so very much. I love you so very much. And I'll see you on the next episode of In the Kitchen with Sandy. Bye-bye. Take care.